It's a hard drive and text messages. If you read them, it's almost impossible that they're not Hunter Biden's. They haven't denied any of them yet.
Yeah.
And let him deny the photographs of him smoking crack. Has he denied it? Has he denied that he's the guy with the crack pipe? There are about 20 of those.
Mm-hmm. Well, I do want to talk about those text messages because new information came out on Thursday. But before we begin, I want to clarify.
Yeah, they haven't said the text message is inaccurate.
Well, the reason I brought up the metadata.
Plus, it has to be his.
Sir. I mean,
no. I don't want to spend my time arguing process with you. I mean, that's the nonsense that I get from the liberal press all the time. Let's cover the story first. Usually, the way it works is when you have a massive crime reveal like this, you cover the crime and then you figure out how did the investigator get it. You don't try to figure out first how did the investigator get it, so we can make it incredible. I mean, so this isn't a useful interview.
Well, let's talk about the crime then.
Yeah, let's talk about the crime, and then I can explain to you that it's verified about 20 different ways. Look, I've been doing this for 50 years.
Right.
So I can assure you this is perfectly legal, and this is his hard drive. His lawyer called this guy the day it came out. That's about the best verification you can have for it. He said, "Do you have Hunter Biden's drive?" I'm not sure what the source said, but I have the email of that. So his lawyer thinks it's his. Mm-hmm. So I mean, there's a lot of crap that it isn't his. Of course it's his. And as I said, they haven't denied it. And let them deny specific ones. We're going to put them out. Let them say that the text from Hunter Biden to his daughter, saying that for the last 30 years, Hunter Biden has been supporting the family, and that the father requires him to kick back 50% of his salary to the vice president. Let them say that's not true. And then let's go look at how Joe has these multi-million-dollar houses, and he's never made more than $150,000. Everybody's always wondered, gee, how does Joe have these houses? I'll tell you how he has the houses. The bribe money that Joe's been collecting for 30 years goes to his brother, and it goes to his son, and they kick back 50% to him, and they cover all his bills, which is really a Chinese method of corruption, which is documented in the book by Schweiker, Secret Empires, Chapter 1. He describes how Americans like him, John Kerry, the Clintons, adopted this Chinese method of take the money in, have your expenses taken care of, kind of the way Al Sharpton lives. Have the money taken in. They pay for everything. I mean, do you know that Hunter Biden paid for his stepdaughter's half-sister's entire education? Why wouldn't Joe Biden pay for that education?
I mean, I think the question is, we don't know that yet. So when are we going to get to see?
Well, you'll get to see it, but
you're a prosecutor. We need direct evidence, right? Not circumstantial evidence.
Well, you already have direct evidence that you're ignoring. You have direct evidence of a memo that was put out, a text that was put out that says specifically, I have to, all during the time that I been disrespected, says Hunter Biden to his daughter, I've been the one who supported this family for 30 years. And unlike Pop, I'm not going to require you to give half your salary to me. I didn't write that. He did. He hasn't denied he wrote it. What does that mean? Why is a son giving half his salary to his father and paying all of his father's expenses, unless the son is a conduit for bribe money? We used to call him a bag man. That's exactly what he is. And explain to me who would hire Hunter Biden. Hunter Biden is not just unqualified, he's a stone-cold drug addict. He was thrown out of the Navy 3 months before he got hired by the crooked Ukrainian for $2 million a year. That's actually what he was paid, $2 million a year. You think the crookedest oligarch in Ukraine is going to hire a stumble-bum drug addict to be on his board? Or do you think the more logical thing is that he was hiring the vice president who had just been put in charge of giving out all the money in the Ukraine? I think the second is much more logical than the first. And not only that, there are 5 witnesses that say that nobody will bring to the United States. They're keeping them in Ukraine because inside the government is protecting Joe Biden. And if you want to get their testimony, go to Rudy'sCommonSense.com, episodes 1 through 7 and 8 through 11.
It's a pretty expert plug.
They're all testifying there. No anonymous sources here. These are all people willing to come to the United States and testify that Joe Biden was paid somewhere between $12 and $20 million in bribes. The conduit for it was the ridiculous idea that Hunter Biden was going to be paid that kind of money. Hunter Biden, I don't think, ever showed up in Ukraine, much less did anything of any significance. He was a bagman, a conduit, and he explains exactly then the method of how he gets the money to Joe in what is a blockbuster. I don't think I've ever had a piece of evidence as strong as that in the 100 cases that I prosecuted.